Hey guys, Smart Ninja 000 here. Today we have some snapshot news. I guess it's not really snapshot news since we're still in the most recent snapshot, 18W03B. So, eh. But it is about the snapshot, so you should definitely pay attention if you care about 1.13 and also 1.14. 1.14 is the Aquatic update. If you did not see Minecraft on Earth, which I'm assuming you did, but if you didn't, basically they released a bunch of new features, like dolphins are going to be released, turtles are going to be released. Although that wasn't actually mentioned in Minecraft on Earth, they are going to have coral, trident, new underground thing, like sunken ships, which is pretty nice. But problem is, I'm just worried you're not actually going to see it too much. But they're doing a lot of changes to water physics. Let me explain. Here's what they showed off in the video. If I get my water, see how this is stationary? That's perfect for you, except for the fact that if you stop and think about it, water should be seeping through the cracks. So they are going to do some changes with that, which could definitely hold a lot of potential to break everything. Only thing I hope is I hope they have a water repellent, something to like, because if they do it this way, you can't do something like this. This would not work, which is pretty used. Now, I believe that if they are going to do Aquatic update, they'd also adjust lava too, but that's not been confirmed. Although we're going to assume it is, just because they're both liquids. Would be nice if we got some more liquids, but that's not what this is about right now. Now let's stop and think about this. So far in 1.13, all we have gotten are some command changes, actually a lot of command changes, and the potential stat remake, which most people are saying is going to be pushed till 1.14, which doesn't hold a lot of potential for people outside of the mapping community. Although, when you think about it, the people outside of the main community still playing 1.8, which they should not. Switch over to the new versions for the parrots. Am I right? No, but all right. So let's just. But yeah, so it was going to be focused entirely around command blocks, which is perfect because that's exactly what I do. You can kind of tell that since there's so many things around here. I did YouTube videos on all this sort of stuff, which you can check out, by the way. But that's what the snapshot was going to focus around. It was going to be command blocks, command blocks. It added a lot of really nice potential. As you can see here, there's tons of spheres and circles. Lots of circles. But there's a lot of really nice things about this for command blocks. And of course, we do have the debug stick. We have the new blocks, which you can craft these, by the way. So it's nice for builders as well. It's just got a lot of great stuff. The problem is, if you're playing survival, it doesn't have a lot of great stuff because you're not going to use commands. I mean, you might use these, but when are you going to really be building buildings out of this? I mean, really, it's more for builders than survival. And now we all know Minecraft is based around survival. It's the original thing in Minecraft. There wasn't even creative mode before, but so you have to expect them to continue working on survival as their main priority. Obviously, they want to change map making things, building techniques. They want to add new blocks, new items, but all of it is really going to relate around survival, which obviously makes sense. And the Aquatic update is going to be hopefully a nice addition. We're going to get dolphins. Can't ride them. We're going to get turtles, turtle eggs. We're going to get lots of really nice things. The water changes, the coral reefs, the tridents, new enchantments for the trident. It will be really great, but the thing is, it's not coming out until 1.14, they said. So, yeah. But then they changed their mind. This is new article. And they are said 1.13 is dead. Long live 1.13. don't worry, it's not actually dead. They are basically saying that 1.13 is going to have all its features, have all the commands, but the data is going to be pushed back further. It was actually supposed to come out pretty recently, people were thinking. There was just some slight things to work on, custom crafting recipes. You can use MBTs. I still don't think you can. Just some sort of little things. There was quite a bit of bugs with the new execute sub commands, but I think they got that all sorted out, and everyone was pretty excited because it's coming out soon. Except now it's not. 1.13 is not coming out for a while. Basically what they're saying is that it's just going to be the Aquatic update. The commands are going to have the Aquatic update. Basically, we're going to have lots more snapshots, which is great because that's how I get my views. But we'll have lots more snapshots, but the snapshots are going to step away from command blocks and focus more on the Aquatic update, which is great because we get to test out all these water mechanics. Obviously, there's a lot of really nice things in 1.13 that we won't be able to use for a while. A few examples are obviously the new blocks, the trapdoors, the new buttons. There's definitely a lot of really nice things they can do with this. The problem is we're not going to be able to do it until 1.14, technically, because that's the Aquatic update, but the Aquatic update is now coming out in 1.13. So, you know what, this is a little bit confusing. Let me put this in simple terms. 1.13 is the commands are going to still be in the 1.13 update. The Aquatic update is now going to be 1.13 as well instead of 1.14. Now, obviously, we can't wait for 1.14, but a lot of us in the mapping community, at least the people I talk to in the mapping community, they added lots of really nice features for survival, but the problem is, look at these new blocks. Tell me you don't want these trapdoors, especially this. This is the greatest trapdoor. And the item frames on the ground and roofs, there's lots of really nice things you can do in the 1.13 update. But when you think about it, there wasn't a lot of survival features. And we've never had a 100% command block update where it focuses entirely around command blocks and map making. We've never had one of those, at least that I can remember. Every update it added something you can use in survival, something pretty big. We've had horses, we've had new biomes, we've had new mobs, we've had something. This would have been one of the first updates where we really only got a few blocks that are new, which would be these trapdoors, buttons, and pressure plates. We already have these solid blocks. You can get them before. I did a video on that, but you couldn't get them in survival. Now you can, and get them in the creative inventory and stuff. But this would have been basically the first update where it's entirely focusing around command blocks, which is not that appealing. I can see why they would do it that way, make it around more of the map making community. That's definitely probably one of the bigger communities that stays up with the new snapshots and stuff. Obviously, we would have really only had some horse changes. Horses are really broken. It's kind of funny. Don't worry, there's bug reports, obviously. But, yeah, the snapshots, we're going to have to just wait. 1.13 is not going to come out for a while, which is a little bit upsetting for me personally, because obviously I do a lot of command block stuff, and I have a lot of command block things I was working on for 1.13, and assuming it was coming out soon would have been very easy to publish. But now we have to wait. Obviously, this isn't the greatest thing for most people, but it does make sense in the long run. Having a 100% command block update is not that great for most people, and having new survival features like the Aquatic update coming out could definitely bring back the audience, as water is one of the weird things. Now, if you're wondering why water is even this way, it's actually because the way it is, why it is stopped by stuff. It's actually because there's solid blocks. Now, this is where it gets really confusing, though, and this is obviously why they're trying to replace it, because not all things count as solid blocks. even though they do take up a block space. So, I mean, yeah, there's obviously, like, look at this, and look at this. The same block, right? Except the fact that they're not. So there's obviously some things that need to be changed. Oh, look, found a bug. There's no stone. There we go. But that's still weird. That's kind of funny. If the water spreads onto the lava, it doesn't update, but if the lava spreads onto the water, oh well. I'll have to check that later, if that's already been reported. But you can see there's obviously lots of bugs with water that need to be fixed. They try to do some stuff with tick speed with water. They keep routing that back and forth, whether tick speed should adjust how quickly water falls and how quickly lava falls. I don't actually know if that's currently in it, but I know it caused a lot of lag and wasn't super convenient. So we're just going to have to see how that works. But you can see there's lots of different problems with water that don't really make that much sense. Like if you look at this carpet is taller than the pressure plate. By taller I mean it's like longer than the pressure plate, and I think even slightly higher. No, they're the same, they're 1 pixel. But if I place water, it breaks. Pressure plate doesn't, and there's even less. So obviously that's what they're focusing on. They're trying to fix out why is it this way. If you haven't played Minecraft before, it gets pretty confusing why you can't do that sort of things. And I would really like to see some, like, that doesn't fill the cauldron. Like, why doesn't this fill the cauldron? It should have filled the cauldron. Why doesn't rain actually drop little water bits? I think that could be really nice. So, but I mean, we're just gonna have to wait. Like, that works to clear up water. I don't actually lava. I mean, well, I don't know. We'll see, guys. We'll see. But there's definitely. But all we know right now, we don't know too much about the water changes, except for the fact that they're changing. We do know they're going to come out in 1.13 instead of 1.14, and 1.13 is going to be pushed back. Now, if you want the Aquatic update to come out quicker, then you're perfect, because they're going to start working on this, and instead of working on releasing the. That's a little bit confusing, but basically they're focusing on this. They're going to do the Aquatic update next, which means that it's going to come out sooner, because they're combining these two. Just because then they don't have, I don't know, but yeah, it's going to Aquatic update will come out sooner, because they're going to push back the 1.13 update release. Probably because then they'll have all the bugs sorted out with the new stuff. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll have to see. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another episode. Bye. Oh, be sure to subscribe too, and leave a like.